Hello, Ani. This is December 12th or December 13th, 2021. Anyways, I have been inspired to do little quick blurbs on some family history of the Corbiere family. And one, yeah, do some family history. If you got any questions or things, I'd like to have other people interviewed as well so we can put these together from different family perspectives. And I'm thinking we have my dad, of course, Aunt Shirley, Uncle Cal, and Auntie Diane. Uh, Regrettably, there was at least one brother passed away in there. His name was George. And just a little interesting tidbit on me and George, if you will. Um, when I was in high school and I was dating Nicole, uh, she had her friends, and somehow we got to this point where said I had an identical twin brother, except he went to the Henry, I went to White Pines, and so we'd switch depending on when we were going into whatever class you were better in. You'd go to that class for the other guy, right? And so the story kept getting carried. But anyways, part of it was the name that I picked was George. So this went on for a little while, and then I had to convince Nicole's friends that there was really only me, and I wasn't. We weren't switching guys and stuff. And Nicole was in on the joke by this time, so she'd she'd also help play it up, which was cool. But so I couldn't convince her friends that there was only one Joe, no George. So when I go, I had to bring her down to see mom and dad, or her friends down to see mom and dad, and explain, no, he doesn't have a twin brother. And when I told them, mom and dad, that I used the name George, well, dad especially was a little bit shocked because George, of course, was his brother's name. Just ironic, funny, and humorous. Anyways, our grandfather, John Baptiste Corbiere, who was also nicknamed Yucky, um, and had married Elsie Zach, who is John Zach's aunt. She would have been Vincent Zach, who is Johnny Zach's father, and they would have been brother and sister. And if you remember Aunt Jean Pine, she told me a lot of the connections between the families and stuff. And because we always say, well, you're my cousin, but how are you my cousin? Anyways, I'm going to try and do a little blurb. I mean, some of the things just off the top of my head. We were at Ojibwe Park when we were little kids, and mom and dad had just gotten this. It was a big Ford vehicle and had extra attachments, if you will, little things. And anyways, one of them was an automatic hood release, so you could pop it from somewhere, right? Well, Aunt Shirley was near the back of the car, and so it had popped and opened up, and of course she's looking around and not quite sure what's going on. And then somebody'd come by, and she'd get back involved with the kids and in the meal and stuff like that, and then pop, it'd go again. I think it was 3 or 4 times before she finally asked if there's somebody in the trunk, type of stuff. But it was pretty funny. One of the things with Yucky, Grandpa Yucky, how Dad said he got the name is he was working with some Finlanders in the bush, logging and stuff, and they couldn't say the name Jack, so they started out sort of Yucky, and somehow it turned into Yucky. And anyways, that's how Grandpa Yucky got his name, and stuff. So, ah, and our Grandma Elsie, she passed away, geez, well before any of us or that next generation was alive. The kids got split up, and went to different families, went to the Zach family, went to the Thibault family, went to the Thibault Nolans, and whatnot. And we're fairly closely related with the Nolans through different marriage interactions over the years. And Stan Nolan, who is Ted Nolan and that group's father, he stayed with Dad, and or he didn't. Shouldn't stay with Dad. He stayed at Grandpa Yucky's house at some point for a while, and then of course Dad stayed at Stan Nolan's after his our Grandma Elsie died. It gets all twisted, but you almost got to get a scorecard of, you know, our that family tree thing. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy this, and send me a couple of different topics, and we'll try and expand on them. And if anybody wants to volunteer, and we'll do a sort of a little interview style thing, we will do that. Anyways, miigwech, Mama P. See you later.